DEESLIMDAOG and Stay Solid is the movement. Praise be to the Most High. Shout out to my subscribers. And if you ain't a subscriber, hit that bell. It's free. Yeah, we talking about Lil Boosie on the day, man. Shout out to Lil Boosie. All prayers up go to Lil Boosie, to his fans and his family members. Shout out to you, big dog. But yeah, Lil Boosie, man, was in an accident. But he wasn't unalive. He came out all right, man. You know, thank God for the favor, the grace and mercy on Lil Boosie's life, man. That God is not a respective person. That, you know, that God do love street guys too. You know, people get it twisted, man, that just because you come from the block or just because you got a bad past, man, that God ain't with you. Like Boosie is an example for us, just like David, just like Moses was, just like a lot of the prophets, that God will use anybody. You know, if he use Lil Boosie, he'll use me, he'll use anybody. But, hey, prayers go up to you, Lil Boosie, that you had the favor of God on your life. And that's more important than money. You know, people run around, they care about the money, the jewelry, you know, and all them things. But thank God for the favor of God on your life, man, because without God, man, you can't do nothing, man. You know, you could have $500 billion, but if you dead in hell, it ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna do nothing for you, man. You know, somebody else gonna be driving your Bentley, your Maybach. Somebody else gonna be laid up with your baby mama or your ex-old lady. But you gotta have God in your life, man. I see guys like Rollo and Lil Woody, all in the media. They take a lot of heat, but regardless of where they come from, God look at where they going. And I for Lil Boosie, I think that God want to take Lil Boosie to another level. And it's time for Lil Boosie, man, to stop walking in that foolishness and kind of walk in the calling God got for him. You know, Boosie, you're an OG. You're getting close to 50 years old. And I think, man, it's time for you to really take some real direction and start looking at your life and seeing what God wants from you. You know, when bad things continually happen to you in your life, you got to start to take inventory. You got to start looking at, you know, things that's around you. You know, Lil Boosie said that he been in, I think he said maybe 4 or 5 car wrecks in the last 6 months. Don't quote me wrong, but I think that's what he said, you know, and he wasn't driving in none of these incidents. So that let me know that God wants you to start take charge and responsibility of your life. I'm going to be the only person that's going to be in charge of my life. And I think Boosie should be the only person in charge of his life. I think a lot of these rich rap guys, they get money and they start forgetting about who they really is and who God called them to be in their life. You know, you got your own hands and you got your own feet. You should drive your own shit. That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out of that, stuff like that. Just, I got money, I'm bossed up. Sometimes you just got to do things for yourself because nobody going to do you like you, Boosie. Self-preservation is the #1 law. Somebody else driving your whip, they'll push the shit through the light, trying to get you to where you get through, thinking you God, and end up you getting killed. Because nobody is God, man. That's the whole thing. God don't care nothing about how much money you got. He don't care about how much people flock to you. When God call you home, God gonna call you home, man. And I just think that Lil Boosie, it wasn't your time yet. So what I be trying to figure out is what God want from me and what I need to be doing in my life. Because I know for a fact, you know, Lil Boosie, you done been locked down. You done been on death row. Been following Lil Boosie for a long time. Way before this YouTube shit popped off. I'm really from the South, so I follow a lot of the street guys that's from the South, and I commend them and I thank them. I salute them for getting that bag, but stay out the way and remember that Satan come to kill, steal, and destroy, and he trying to get you. And that's what my content always based on, man. Whether it's talking about street guys, it's always going to be talking about somebody being on demon time or just waking the people up. And that's for you, Boosie, that, you know what I'm saying, you got favor on your life. God got grace and mercy on your life, meaning that he spared you continuously. So you got to give God something, man. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to do something for him. You know, he give you a mouthpiece for you to go out here and be a leader. See, being a leader ain't just about having a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of cars. When God put you in a leadership position, you got to do something with it, man, because to much is given, much is required, and God gonna hold you responsible. I heard Boosie make a 2-minute video, but I'm just me, and maybe he gonna say this, but I didn't hear Boosie thank God. I heard him rumble through all that shit, but Boosie, I ain't hear you thank God yet, bro. You better be thanking God that you ain't dead yet or you ain't in hell yet. See, that's the thing. We start getting money and we start forgetting about God. We start forgetting about who we really is. We start forgetting about our real true life. You gonna die one day, bro. That Bentley ain't going with you. That BMW ain't going with you. That Maybach ain't going with you. All them females you got around you, they ain't going with you. Them mirrors ain't going with you. That jewelry ain't going with you. That big ass house ain't going with you. Them fake homies that's around you every day, Boosie, they ain't going with you, man. So this message for you, little Boosie, that you gotta ask God, what you want from me, because you could have been unalive this morning. I just got back in town, just got off the train. Shout out to my subscribers. As soon as I woke up, I say, this is a story I got to talk about today. I've been thinking about Lil Boosie a lot. Got a lot of love for you, Lil Boosie. Shout out to you, Lil Boosie. But I think that God want to take Lil Boosie to another level. I think that, you know, Boosie, that you a leader, not just in the street, not just in the hood, but I think you're a leader in God. And to much is given, much is required. And I think that, you know, not just for Boosie, but a lot of street guys that God got favor and grace on their life, that he want them to start opening the eyes of the blind. You know, you got a lot of blind soldiers that follow you, Boosie, male and female. And believe it or not, God gonna hold you responsible and accountable for these people that follow you, that you send out the wrong message to. So iron sharp as iron, so shall a man sharpen the countenance of his friend. I'm just gonna tell Lil Boosie to stay prayed up, that the enemy is still watching you. They're trying to get you, man, by any means necessary, Lil Boosie. So you gotta stay connected to the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? And you take control of your life, Boosie. I don't give a damn how much money you got. Maybe you got to start driving your own car. Maybe you start to be responsible for your own life. And don't let people be responsible for your life. Because as you can see, man, when people not paying attention, you see what can clearly happen to you. So look at it in the spiritual realm, bro. When you're not paying attention to what God trying to show you and what God trying to tell you, the devil gonna continue to have their way with you, Lil Boosie. So y'all make sure, man, Lil Boosie, somebody get this to you. You know what I'm saying? No hate on you, no shade. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but love for you, Lil Boosie, man. Like what you're doing. I just think Lil Boosie need to slow down. And that's what God trying to show you, Lil Boosie, in the spiritual and in the physical realm, that you just might be doing too much. You got to slow down, you got to refocus, and you got to see what God really wants you to do, bro. For all y'all that's getting that money, like when you die, you're not taking none of that shit with you, man. So it's kind of like you got to start asking God and thanking God every day for the favor on your life, bro, that you even able to be free. Forget the money and the cars and the women and the jewelry, that you free, and you got to ask God what he wants from you, because hey, too much is given, much is required. Boosie was on death row. A lot of people don't walk away from that, man. Boosie wrecked this BMW and walked away from that. Now, somebody tell me they ain't the favor of God on your life, man. Somebody get this Lil Boosie, Lil Boosie get at me, man. Lil Boosie, man, you got the favor of God on your life. Hey, listen, man, God wants something from you, man. Too much is given, much is required, man. Listen, if anybody need to get at me, email therealDSlimDog@gmail.com. Help me turn the Instagram up, DSlimDOG. If you're liking the content, you can donate to the channel at Cash App, $DEEBOY10, man. I appreciate and I thank everybody in advance, man. But had to drop this one for a Lil Boosie, man. Glad you was okay. Glad you didn't get hurt. But I want you to think about what God wants for you, Lil Boosie, because God definitely got you in his hand, and you definitely got the favor of God of your life. That's all I got on this one, y'all. Until the next time, knowledge is power. Stay solid is the movement. Y'all stay solid, stay blessed. Peace and shalom. And we going to catch y'all on the next one. We out.